Good day, traders. Time for our market overview. Yeah, just wait for questions at the end once we stop recording. So we're going to look at from the weekly down to the 4 hour on the charts, just so we have a clear overview. So let's start out with oil. As we see, oil is holding this ascending channel, but price is kind of in the limbo area, not really doing anything on the weekly. We do have some corrective candles here, so expecting more bullish movement from this pair, or from this from oil. Let's look at the daily. Okay, on the daily, you can see we've had a couple of nice bullish pushes up, and now prices come down and give us a descending channel, which should break bullish. As we can see here, price didn't go all the way to the bottom like it did here, so it's just kind of hanging out, which means it's still pushing up as far as I'm concerned. So right here is kind of a pattern forming. You can see it on the RSI. Turn my music down a little bit. Just trying to relax on a nice Sunday. Alright, so it's our daily chart we're looking at right here. We see this wedge or triangle, however you want to call it, forming. Okay, on our 4 hour, doesn't look as clean, but we do know that that pattern is there. The price has formed 1, 2, 3 waves, and now it's still moving up. Last bottoms were in this area, so still looking for price to continue moving up right now and test somewhere in this area or even break out. So let's look on lower time frames for our bullish entries. Next pair is gold. Let's go to the weekly. Okay, so gold is still holding this upper area. Price hasn't broken that 1300 area too far, and we are getting a little divergence, MACD and RSI divergence. So right now price on the weekly is looking bearish. Okay, on our daily chart, once again you can see all these tests to the top. It's just looking for those people who have their orders up there and just spiking up and triggering those orders because it's about to go low. As we can see, we've gotten the top area in the earlier. Here's another top, and now we got that divergence. Still not so much MACD divergence on the daily time frame, but we have RSI divergence that's pushed down from this top and it's working its way down. On the 4 hour, price is still holding this area. Right now I would actually be looking on lower time frame for short entries, because right now we see that we have been given a top area here. We've got MACD divergence here on the 4 hour, so I'm short on gold right now, looking for it to break this orange trend line and continue down. Dollar index. With our great president here in the office, we've been getting a lot of weakness with the dollar. It has broken the last low, which was here, and we have one more low upcoming in this area. Once it breaks this area here, it's really going to be kind of a roller coaster ride going down. But the good thing is RSI is over, so we should be looking for some type of a continuation pattern and then more down, or even a possible reversal. We'll see what happens. But right now I'm looking for price to slow down and start becoming a little bit more, getting more strength in the dollar. On the daily, you can see we had a bounce here, pushed up, and then with that crazy news last week, we had a drop again. But it's given us a bottom here, so we're still pushing up according to our MACD. We're still pushing up. So we're looking for, as I said, either some type of corrective pattern this week or a reversal and a continuation up. Okay, here on the 4-hour, you can see that move from last week. If you draw a trend line here, let's see what it'll look like. Take these tops. Okay, if we take that, we get something like this. So price is right in a nice area where it should once again either give some type of corrective pattern here or reverse. RSI is over, but MACD is still pushing down, even though it is divergent, but this is divergent for it's too far back for me. I would like to see a divergence in the closest bottom, which is this area, and it is not. It is still pushing down. So I'm still looking for price to make some type of corrective pattern here and continue down. But look on your lower time frames and we'll be able to see what's going to happen. I'll update when I see it. Okay, our dollar pairs are going to be doing the same things. Right now they're over on the RSI on the weekly, so we're looking for once again that corrective pattern to form and then more bullish movement. Right now I have no indications that price is going to reverse, so our first thing we're looking for is a corrective pattern, some type of correction, pullback, whatever you like want to call it, and then another move up. Okay, so that's our first thought that could happen, but as we said, let price show us the way. On the daily, you see we do have some MACD divergence. Okay, from this top here to this current area, it is divergence, which means price should turn around. We'll just have to look on lower time frames to see where price could possibly turn. This could actually be a usable line, but we'll see as price continues to make its way up. If we clone that line here, this becomes a usable pattern. Okay, so let's see if price makes it up into this trend line. Okay, but once again we are seeing that divergence on MACD and divergence on the RSI on the daily. On the 4-hour, price is continuing to push out, and as I said, we're looking for movement up to this area. The high, it's already broken the previous high, so let's see if we can get a fib to see where it might stop. right, let's see. So we should be looking at somewhere in this area in the 19700s, 1.19700 area, to see if it will give some type of pullback in that area, some type of movement in this area. So we'll see. Keep an eye on the price. Dollar versus the pound. Okay, as we can see, we've got RSI divergence already on the weekly. Price has given another bottom. So we have two bottoms here. You could connect these two, which would make a pattern inside of the pattern here. So this would be a top, this would be a top. So right now, if this is a bottom, we'll be looking for price to move, continue moving bullishly. Let's look on the daily. Okay, on our daily, it looks a lot cleaner. We have a nice bullish candle here. Price is moving off of this bottom that I just spoke of. So we'll look for price to continue moving bullishly on the daily time frame. It still has more room to move on the RSI. We don't have any divergence right now on the RSI or MACD. Okay, on our 4-hour, same thing. Right now we see RSI is over. So on lower time frames, you'll probably be getting a pullback and look for continued bullish movement. Here we do have our MACD divergence. Here's a low, here's a lower low, MACD low, and a higher low here on the MACD. So 4-hour we'll be looking for some type of pullback and a continuation bullish. Okay, dollar yen. Dollar yen on the weekly is forming this lazy boy chair type pattern. Nice bullish push, pull back, then a flat forming. So if it's forming a flat, we're still looking for price to make its move here to decide whether it's going to break down or is it going to break bullish and out of this pattern. Okay, on our daily we can see our nice tops here that's given us, and also this nice clean bottom. We do have a little MACD divergence, but price is not moving out of here in a strong manner. It's just correctively moving. So price is making a correction. I'm looking for impulse. So since it's not, last impulse was pushing down, bearish impulse. So this should be setting up for another bearish impulse. So look on your lower time frames to see if this is giving us bearish inputs. Let's check on the 4-hour. Okay, on our 4-hour, price is giving us a top, another top, and pushing down. So nothing really clear. If we actually get a break below the green trend line here, we'll know we'll be going bearish. But right now, price is kind of in a limbo area, not a place that I would be looking to trade yet because it's not near a trend line for me. Okay, US CAT on the weekly. Once again we see our nice bearish push. Now we've got a pullback and another retest. We're expecting some type of continuation pattern to form here, and then more bearish movement on the weekly time frame. Okay, on our daily, we see here a nice bounce that it gave us. Price pulled back and is now retesting that low. It's almost in the over area on the RSI, so we should be expecting another leg up pretty soon. Maybe a retested higher, or maybe even a little higher, to form some type of continuation pattern. But we'll see once it gives us another top and a bottom. Okay, let's look on the 4-hour. 4-hour, we see prices in this descending wedge. It's over on the RSI, so we'll be looking for a bullish movement today, this week, some type of movement out of this pattern, hopefully. Maybe a retest of this high or the previous high, a little bit higher. Okay, US dollar chief. Price is bouncing off this lower trend line. Nice bullish move, and we see a corrective pattern forming, which means I'm still looking for more bullish movement. Okay, on our daily we see the descent here. So we can see that descending motion. It does have more room to the bottom, so don't enter yet. Make sure you have a good entry. And let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour price is still pushing down. It's over on the RSI. So let's look for our bullish entry somewhere in this area. Look on your lower time frames and see if it's giving you an entry. Okay, New Zealand dollar. All right, New Zealand USD. As we can see, price gave us a nice bullish push, gave us a top, and is now giving us a retracement. Currently, it's in near the 50% retracement. Still has room down, so we're looking for price maybe to retrace into the 786 area, which would put it in like the 70.70 area. But let's see what price will give us. It might stop right now and just turn straight up. We do have MACD divergence. All right, our daily. As we can see on the daily, price pushed down in its descending channel, retested a low here, and now is moving up, but it's moving up correctively. So I'm expecting price to still continue moving lower. Nothing clear here on the daily. Okay, here on the 4-hour, a lot clearer. We got this trade last week. Right here, we have a bottom, and now price is rising correctively. Anytime you have a correction, next thing you should look for is your impulse. It's not really anything to connect tops and bottoms right now, or maybe on a lower time frame, but right now it's not really giving us a clean pattern to work with. But we'll go from here. But right now we're still bearish on the pair, so look for your bearish entries, bearish bounce, or bearish break. All right, Aussie dollar, US dollar, pretty much the same as New Zealand. Got the nice bullish push. Right now we're in a retracement, looking for another, just basically a continuation pattern to form here on the weekly time frame and more movement up. All right, here on our daily, we see price push down. It's giving us kind of a bottom, and right now is making a corrective pattern. So we'll see where that pattern decides to complete, and we'll look for our trade setups at that point. Let's look on the 4-hour. Okay, as you see, price right now just hanging around these, in between this high and low here. So right now it does look like price is setting up for a bearish move. I already put that out. So look for your bearish entries in this area. It could come back up and retest this high also. So as I said, make sure you have a good trigger before you pull it. I'm not going to mess with the peso. All right, euro pound. On the weekly, we see it's over on the RSI. We do have divergence on the MACD. MACD is pushing down. Let's look at our daily. Okay, daily, we're still over on RSI. No divergence yet on the daily. Okay, here on our 4-hour, have kind of a pattern forming. I just actually posted this also. We have MACD divergence. MACD divergence pushing down. We have RSI divergence. RSI was over here, and now it is looking like it's giving a bounce. So look for your short entries in this area or a break of the pattern. But looks like the euro pound is going to be short. Okay, euro CAD. Euro CAD looks like it's forming kind of a wedge here, a triangle. We got a nice bullish push up, good pullback, and like I said, this pattern is forming on a weekly, so we should see another move down from this top trend line here to retest this low, or maybe go a little lower before we get another bounce and move completely out of this pattern. We'll see as it creates itself. Okay, on the daily, here's that top. Price moved down bearishly, not really strong, and now consolidated. And we can see the consolidation really didn't go anywhere, still hasn't gone anywhere, but we are looking for this trend line to be retested again, possibly, and before it makes another move down. Remember, this is the current low that we're looking to work with. So if you're going against the trend right now, you can look for price to break out now, but I think it's going to give another test down here in a little lower. Yeah, somewhere in 464 area, 465, 464 area, in this area before it, at least before it turns around. Let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour, we can see these nice clean touches. If you had got here on this bottom, that would have been a nice trade, nice pin bar entry. And price is coming to, looks like it's over on RSI right now where we're at. We are at 82, and we are diverging on MACD. So we can get a couple of things here. We can get a continuation pattern to form, and it continues going bullish, or it bounces somewhere in this area and continues back down towards this low. So we'll see as the price continues to move. Euro yen. As you can see, most of the euro pairs are all pointing down. All of them are getting ready to make a bearish move. So when you're doing analysis, you got to make sure and check that. Not only check the corresponding pairs, but also the main pair. So all the euros, if all the euros are pointing the same direction, you should feel good. If all the yens are pointing the same direction, you should feel good about your analysis. So those are things that I test. Okay, so right now, euro looks like it's going to come and test this high area before moving back lower. Okay, so on the weekly, we're looking for a price to move back down. It could form a continuation pattern here like this and then continue bullish, but right now it hasn't really formed a clean pattern here on the weekly. So let's check the daily, see if there's a clean pattern. Okay, on the daily, no, it's not giving me a clean pattern. Actually, it's pushing down. MACD divergence, RSI divergence, and also a head and shoulders type movement where we have a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder extended. So I'm looking for price probably to come somewhere in these areas and reverse. Okay, so price, this is our top here. Here's our higher high and divergence on the RSI. So right now we're bearish on the euro yen, and we'll check our other yen pairs to make sure they're corresponding. On the 4-hour, okay, nothing really to trade right now. We see RSI is over. MACD is not giving us anything. So right now we're just in limbo until it gets into an area, forms a pattern, and gives us a trigger. Okay, Euro New Zealand dollar. So on our weekly, we can see we got RSI divergence. Don't have MACD divergence. Price gave a nice bullish movement, pullback, another bullish movement, bigger pullback, and is moving bullishly right now. We could expect on the weekly either another pullback or reversal in this area, but we'll see how the patterns develop. Let's look on the daily, see what we got. Okay, on our daily, we got some MACD divergence from here, from this previous high. So I am expecting price on the daily to make at least a corrective type pattern. It's over on the RSI. We're at 84 at this point. So price can reverse at any moment, but not a clean pattern right now. So we don't have a clean pattern. Let's look at our 4-hour. Okay, on the 4-hour, we had a nice flat pattern here that formed last week that we're breaking out of now. You do see that RSI divergence, right? See, here's the high, this one's lower, and it is equal to this previous high. MACD divergence also, even though this candle hasn't closed, you can see that it is equal. So we're expecting another continuation pattern to form pretty soon. So remember, we trade the patterns. The patterns are what we need to trade. So wait until a pattern forms. Euro Aussie, pretty much the same as Euro NZD. Price is pushing up, but it is divergent, so we're expecting price to reverse at any point. in this area, either continue with this continuation pattern or reverse and push down to retest this low or break this low. So we'll see how the pattern develops. Could extend something like this and make a flat channel, but we'll see as it goes. On the daily, okay, on the daily we have MACD divergence pushing down. We have RSI divergence. Not a clean pattern yet, but we're just waiting for price to reverse. So we're bearish on this pattern on the daily. Anything on the 4-hour? Nothing yet. Let's see if this will make sense. Nope. So no usable pattern right now on Euro Aussie. We're just waiting for it to get into the reversal area, and we'll check back then in that area and see if we have a pattern that we can use. Euro Chief, the turtle. Okay, price is moving up very strong bullishly. Now I'm just waiting for that corrective pattern to form and more bullish movement. But as of right now, we have a top, so we are moving back bearishly to form this continuation pattern on the weekly. On our daily, we can see it a little better. Price is still holding this pendant pattern. You see we had a top here, and price is slowly descending down. We still have some more room south on the RSI, so price can come down lower. Excuse me, or price can directly break out. So those are our possibilities. Price can break directly out, or price can bounce and give another test of the low before heading bullish. On our 4-hour, still nothing usable, nothing clean that I like to trade. Prices on this area looking more bearish, but like I said, nothing clean, nothing really good to trade yet. Just wait for a usable pattern to show up, and we'll look to trade then. Okay, on pound yen. Okay, on pound yen on the weekly, we've had this top and a couple of opportunities for people to get short and take some of these little short movements, but price hasn't broken out of this pattern. This has given us another bottom. You can connect the two if you'd like to see what happened. And if we connect those two, that will give us, just using this impulse, this pullback as an A, B, and a C, we'll be looking for that bullish movement to continue moving north out of this pattern. If we compare that with our euro yen is looking to move up before our move back down. Okay, so right now pound yen is also looking to make a move up. Let's look on the daily. Nice clean little bounce here. I'm sure on the lower time frame there will be a nice bounce. We see we've gotten a lot of opportunities to enter short as it was going down. You see we posted those trades as they were going down. Hope you guys got in them. So right now we're looking for price to make some type of corrective pattern to give us an indication that it's going to continue north on the daily time frame. If not, it can form another continuation pattern similar to this one and continue bearish. we'll see as a pattern forms. Let's look on our 4-hour. Okay. Good look on 4-hour. See, look at these short, small little candles. Those are corrective candles. So we have a correction. Anytime you have a correction, you're looking for an impulse to follow it. So if our correction is moving bullish, we're looking for an impulse to be bearish. It's just that simple. So right now we're just waiting for price to decide that it's time to make a move back down. Now this move might not come all the way and break this orange trend line. It might just form a corrective pattern, might just come and form something like this and then continue moving north. So look right now for a bearish bounce or a break of this pattern on your lower time frames. As we can also see, MACD is pushing up. MACD is divergent. Okay. All right, pound cat. On the weekly, we see pound cat found the bottom here, gave a retest of that low, pushed up, now giving us a retest again. So right now we're looking for price to move out of this area and continue going back bullish. On the daily, we can see price bottomed. So price gave us a bottom here. Not a usable pattern though. Okay, 4-hour. 4-hour looks a little cleaner. This descending area here could have been captured. Something like that. But that top break line definitely was a usable line, usable trend line. Price hasn't really aggressively moved out of this area. So, and RSI is about to go over. So we're still looking for price to move bearish until we get a confirmed bullish impulse out of this area. So right now, there's no clean pattern to trade. Looking for something like this to happen. That would give us the indication that price is going to continue up. Otherwise, this is what I'm looking for on the 4-hour. Pound New Zealand. Pound New Zealand also on the weekly, we're still bearish on this pair. We've had a nice bearish impulse, corrective pattern right here, and just waiting for it to complete itself and continue bearish movement. Okay, on the daily, see prices holding this trend line area. No real usable pattern to trade except for when it touches the top of this trend line. 4-hour, we have an ascending channel forming. We have divergence on the RSI. So we're looking for price to make a bounce or break of this pattern. So you can look on lower time frames, like maybe your 1 hour. There's an area. You can look on your 30 minutes. So when I say look on the lower time frames, that's what I mean. And go down onto your lower time frames and see if you can find one of your entry triggers to enter the trade. Okay. All right, pound Aussie. As you can see, all of the pound pairs have this crazy like wedge pattern that it's holding the price, but it's come off a nice bullish move, corrective descending channel here. So we're looking for price to move back bullish. We're almost over on the RSI. Still is in the area that can reverse and move back bullish. On the daily, okay, once again on the daily, this pair gave us a lot of great entries all the way down. All right, as you can see here, we had a bottom, okay, and here's another bottom. You can connect those if you like, but it really doesn't make that much of a difference to know that price is reversing in this area. So we're looking for price to make a bullish bounce within this area where it is now to the lower trend line here. So look on your lower time frames for that bounce to happen. Let's look on our 4 hour. Okay, on the 4 hour, you see price gave us that same bottom. It's actually rising correctly from that bottom. So I am expecting on the 4 hour price to move lower. And that's what it's giving us here. This price is rising correctively on the RSI. So I'm expecting it to come a little lower. Maybe come down into this area. But nothing tradable right now. That's the problem. So unless I have a clean pattern, I'm not trading. I have to have two tops and at least one good bottom, or two bottoms and at least one good top. And when it reaches that second top or second bottom to make 4 complete points, that's when I'm looking to trade. All right, Aussie yen. Aussie yen is coming off of a top and moving down. We got MACD divergence and RSI divergence. Okay, on the daily, as a daily, you can see it gave us that nice double top entry right there that hope some of you got. Price is giving us a bottom and it's rising off of that bottom, and it's probably going to make some type of larger corrective pattern here on the day, on the daily. Somewhere where it moves like this and then continues down. Let's look on the 4 hour. Okay, on our 4 hour right now, price is not really giving us anything. It's holding within this pattern. So I would continue to look for a bearish move and maybe a retest of this low area for a first target or for your final target, because it still looks like it's going to make a bullish move. So this would be your A, B, C, D, and maybe a E on a flat, and then a move up. So look for price to make another move down, and then let's watch this area to see what it does there. Okay, Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD right now is, once again, like I said last week, it's holding this trend line and it's holding this trend line. So right now it's not in a good position to trade. It's not really giving you a clean direction. So let's just be patient and wait for something clearer to show up. Okay, on our daily, we're given a bottom here. So price could move back up to retest this trend line. But once again, it's just not really something I would look to trade because it's not encapsulated in a pattern. I need to have a pattern. Okay, so let's look on the 4 hour. And this was that consolidation area that I just put last week. Excuse me. Here's that descending channel. Could actually encapsulate that. There's no bottom to it. Price is not really moving in any clean direction, so it's just really raggedy pair right here. I don't really like it. Aussie New Zealand on the weekly, price is holding this flag or descending channel, whatever you like to call it. It's currently at the top. RSI is almost over, and we do have MACD divergence, which is pushing down. So on the weekly, we're looking for a corrective pattern or a reversal, a bearish reversal from this area. Okay, daily, we have a top here, and here's another top. So that is RSI divergence. We don't have MACD divergence though, so which means price still trying to push up more. Let's look at the 4 hour. Okay, on our 4 hour, we do have a little bit more to work with. We have an ascending channel. We have RSI divergence and not so much MACD divergence, but we do have RSI divergence. So price is pushing down, but it is moving correctively right now. Unless we get a impulse and another correction, that signals the reversal of the trend. Okay, so right now, even if we get a nice impulse, it could just be forming a continuation pattern and continue moving back bullish. Okay, so right now, let's wait for the break of this pattern, or a real break of the pattern, and see if price gives us a correction, an impulse and a correction, or just a corrective move down, and then look for another impulse to move bullish. Okay, so right now we have a lot of room down, not in a position to trade yet. Okay, Aussie Chief. On the weekly, we got, I would call that divergence. We have a pattern forming here on the RSI. Price is still looking to push bullish on the weekly. On the daily, we have a couple of tops. We only have one clean bottom though. So let's wait until we get a clean bottom. On our 4 hour. Yeah, still nothing. No clean pattern yet. Price is coming over on the RSI, but as I said, it's not a clean pattern formed yet, so not worth trading right now. All right, New Zealand yen, one of my favorite pairs. It is still in that retracement here. We're looking for price to give us another low area somewhere and then turn back bullish. We got MACD divergence, pushing it lower. Let's look on the daily. Daily chart, we had some calls last couple of weeks to catch that bounce. Price has given us a low here on RSI and has created a new low here. So once again, when you have those lows, connect them. Connect those lows. Easy thing to do is just clone the line and put it on the most recent high if you don't have to. So this is the most recent high. So I'll be looking for price to come at least into this area if you're looking to take this bullish bounce in this area right now. Let's look at our 4 hour. 4 hour. We see a nice bearish move here, and here is a flag. Okay, so on this flag we got a lot of little candles. So look for a bounce, a bearish bounce or break of this pattern, because after impulse correction we should get another impulse, maybe retesting a low in this area. But look on your lower time frames. Let's just show you on the hour. See, that looks a lot cleaner on the hour. Okay. Okay, New Zealand cat. After last week's movement, it broke out of what we thought was going to happen. So after adjusting the pattern, I'm looking at the price to probably reverse in this area. Okay, so RSI is almost over. It's in a good spot to make some type of movement. We'll see if it forms a correction and then more lower, or actually reverses and continues to try to break out of this new pattern here. Okay, on our daily time frame, so this we're looking at last week. It was forming this descending channel, but then it deceived us. Instead of breaking north, it continued lower, and now it's giving us two bottoms. Okay, when you have two bottoms, what do? That's right. Correct. Connect them. If you connect the two bottoms, and you clone the line and put it on the top, which would be this area. Okay, that will give you a reasonable target area if you're taking this pair long on a daily time frame or even on a lower time frame. This would be an area where you would look for a price to make some type of correction or reversal. Okay, in the 4 hour, right now price is moving off of that bottom, and nothing really clean. If you can find an entry on a lower time frame, you can. We know where price should go, okay, up into this area. But right now, price is not giving us anything clean to trade. Next pair, and the last pair, New Zealand Chief. Okay, nothing really working on this pair also. On the weekly, it's just holding in between this high and the low. Not really going anywhere. We do have divergence pushing lower, so right now we're bearish on the weekly. On the daily, price came back down into this low area and has broken it, but it gave us a bottom here, and now it's making another bottom. Once again, what do? Yep, connect the bottoms. Hasn't completely given us a reversal in this area yet, but you can prepare yourself for it. Okay, so it'd be something like this. So price is giving you a bottom, give you a second bottom, and looking for a bounce area. Bounce in this area to come and retest this trend line area and maybe higher. 4 hour. Here you go. Once again, nothing really clean again. We do see a little divergence here on the RSI bottoms again. Okay, but nothing really clean to trade. I mean, right now, maybe in the next day or two, and prices might stabilize and some patterns might start forming for us. But right now, I haven't really seen too many good pairs that are set up for it. That do have a trade setup. I posted those already on TradingView. So that's all we have for this week. Looks like trading is going to be a little rough in the next couple of weeks. The past few weeks were really good, but we'll see how things go now. I will open it up for questions in a second. Don't forget, they only got, I think, maybe 4 slots now. Somebody else asked about slotting the training today. So all of you have come. Just if you want training, please let me know. You can message me on TradingView. You can send me a message on YouTube or contact me via email. But the new class is going to start on Saturday and Sunday, whichever one you prefer if you sign up. And then once again, there's 2 to 3 times one-on-one training during the week. And we go through the 6 modules of the course on your own individual pace. Okay. All right. Good trading. Look for setups this week in TradingView, Telegram, Facebook, or YouTube, or Twitter also. All right. Have a good day.